Salutations, Internet. This is Frosty the Dragon, back with more Dark Ages. And you're getting a sample of the startup music, and not really anything different. Shareware games were never really that different with that as I understand it. And I'm going to start making up names for the enemies, because I don't remember what they are, and if I catch them in the next one, I'll correct myself then. But yeah, no sense in waiting anymore. You notice says, because of the fact this is a different file, like a literally different file, because all 3 episodes were their own files, and that seemed to be a thing in the day. We're back to basically nothing. So, yeah. Dealing with these, I'm referring to them as bats. Dealing with the giant bats isn't any more difficult. Just the terrain tends to be what throws you off there. And strangest ghouls you've ever seen, but I'm gonna call them ghouls until told otherwise. This is where they start getting really annoying. Really. Notice how the terrain is kind of throwing you off here? Yeah, I also learned that apparently you cannot damage a ghoul right next to you. You'll see about this in a bit. 'Cause the old DOS games always pulled dick moves like that. But I assumed everyone knew that already. See what I mean? So that's why I don't even bother with the second one. And I'm still going to call them boulders, because that's really all they are. And we're going to get to one of the biggest pain in the asses in the entire episode, waterfalls. I am not going for that heart. There is no excuse for me to try to go for that heart. That's 4 jumps over the kind of terrain I cannot stand in this game. And I'm going to refer to those things as just spiders. I'm going with simple names. Because I don't remember if there were ever official names, and I really don't care right now. Because I'm kind of behind schedule. That's what I get for trying to follow one. I'll look this up a bit more tomorrow. If I don't identify real names by episode 3, then we're just going to have to wing it. I decide, screw it. That is not worth it, especially in hard mode. That's not even worth it on easy. Unless you're that desperate for points. And I think I was caught off guard there, because that's a very sudden screen transition. And you're going to see a lot fewer wise men in this. I guess they didn't like that gimmick. Yeah, part of me has exhausted my set of jokes here and comments. But more will come up, I guess. That's an awfully awesome track for me having missed it back in like the 90s. And that missing things like that is why I am actually one of the few people that's glad for re-releases. And they just really overdose it on spiders, which they really should put some variety in their minions if they're going to be guarding a crystal with them. I suppose there's variety here, with that one dinky little stalactite. Yeah, stalactite, I'm pretty sure it is. And I will say from here on out, any experience that I do have with this is strictly from the re-release. I never got to play anything past the first episode as a kid. Not like it matters, because most shareware further episodes, most of them, mind, are really a more of the same scenario. And I kind of, well, it was the early days of non-PC speaker music, so I guess looping music was too much to ask for in those days. Yeah. Some of this is not exactly a stellar score run, but I had to at least try. Which is evidence, which you've seen that as the reason for my weird behavior. It's kind of a pity. All my memories of this being this game being from the first episode, and I've kind of washed out any potential commentary I have for anything else. Oh well. I guess it'll, It's also a fairly simple game without much to comment on, so I guess there's that screwing me up. Oh, no there isn't. Because, god damn it, I hate this level. This and the one that follows it. Can I go so far as to call this seizure-inducing? I hate the waterfall levels in this game. Because it's like a shifting between three graphics. I don't know if this is flashing enough to count as really hazardous, but it is still eye-straining. And I also kind of hate how literally everything, the geysers there too, are damaging. Let's see, what do I call those green guys? Yeah, until I get a more official name, I'm calling them pod lizards. It would be really insulting to call them dragons. And their unique look kind of deserves a variant name. And a few boomerangs to the face, but that's what we all knew by now, I guess. You can tell I'm skittish with the jump controls, and finally a wise man. A wise man that... Well, this has not been going well if you can't tell. A waterfall level's even worse now. Also, here's a pretty good fake out. You only go to the right a little bit, for one. And if you were to try to go back left, after all of this, left is the actual progression path. I gotta think of just avoiding that ghoul. You can barely even see the geysers in this. I guess this was impressive for 91, but This is one case where I'm glad for modern graphics. Thank you very much. Ugh. And a pod lizard that's totally not worth the trouble. He covers the whole platform there, or he's worth it if you can shoot him in the back, because pod lizards never turn around. Please let this level be over. Please. Please. Jeez. Maybe I am too spoiled on modern graphics if my eyes are getting strained from this. Ugh. And if you can't tell, I'm really hesitant about taking damage in this place, because if I didn't have to worry about damage, like if it was on easy mode and I had gotten 3 hit points back by now, I had just plowed right through that ghoul, probably. Not so much here. Ugh. Well, it's clear that I have some eyesight, I guess. And that would not have been there if you hadn't turned in that key at the start. And now that we can give our eyes a break, there's spider webs, geysers, dripping slime, and hands for good measure. Luckily, this part is kinda easy. It would be an insult to take damage up to about this point, maybe. This is more of a timing puzzle. And there's the confusing part of the timing puzzle, I guess. We're gonna have more fun messing with pod lizards later with the third magic. For now, you're getting a good taste. A really good taste. Yeah, this is a kind of a rough situation. I was lucky I could turn around right there. I don't know if I mentioned this in the first video. I guess it bears repeating again. As the difficulties go, this is my first. This Let's Play is my first time messing with the difficulty settings. Hard mode being hard is kind of debatable, especially when it affects like one thing, the whole coins bit. And I don't want to take on that boulder because I am pretty sure the bottom of the screen is an instant kill. I did not want to chance it here. Which makes me wonder why the boulder can stay up there. Yeah, still not much to these levels. Slime pit that I'm pretty sure is placed in a spot that's instant kill, again. Let me move from the slime pits to... I guess it's a forest? Or what used to be one? Why someone would carve perfect platforms into a forest like this, I have no idea. Whatever. Now, despite having full health, I still do not want to recklessly take damage because... Okay, never mind. But because I do have do realize how finite things are in hard mode. Alright, so note that it's a reach of 3 tiles. That breath. It'll matter later, I guess. And it might be really hard to spot it for you modern gamers, but there are obvious juts in the trees that are your platforms. That I'm okay with in the old graphics. At least it's better than those stupid waterfalls. Jeez. And we have another Screw You Boomerang puzzle. One easily dealt with enough, I guess. But now that we have the magic beam, which looks like it reaches 4 tiles, 5 if you're lucky. Now, I'm pretty much assuming the lava's instant death. So because I'm being a scaredy cat... Scaredy dragon? I don't know. Because I'm being cautious, I want to see if I can drop those spikes before I make the full jump. And this, I think I pretty much assumed that there was... I tried to go without damage, but I pretty much assumed it was unavoidable here. And you notice, only a portion of those are damaging. If you're really careful... And here I'm just watching for the pattern of the hands. Which I screw up anyways. And it's at this point I get a bit of an epiphany. Hey, look, there's coins down there. There must be... Yep. Invisible passage, which there's like a handful of those in all of Dark Ages, but consider what the company went to do later. And So... Not all of these are easy. Especially here, it's not really easy to tell. Because of the fact that the magic beam is a default 16 crystals and does not go higher or lower, I did not even bother. Meanwhile, we've got tricks with ghouls, boulders, hands. Just like every final stage of an episode, they throw what they can at you. And I'm gonna call those little blue guys, divers. So let's see, that's bats, ghouls, spiders, pod lizards, divers. There's a weird set of names for you. Oh yeah, boulders. Don't forget boulders. Okay, the magic beam has a 4 range. Still outranges the pod lizards by a grand margin here. So overall, what I've got to say is Episode 2 is a lot easier than I thought. You just wait for Episode 3, though. Feel fortunate to have made it this far, but your quest is not over. Garth's army grows. Your chances of defeating him are slim. And it's nearly over. It's really more of the same. Don't believe this screen, especially when they misspell something like comprehension. Come on. They had fewer... There's typos like this over the shareware games. But enough about that. Time for me to call it for now. This is Frosty, signing out. Join me Friday for the final part of this game.